Hello students, I am here again with a new lecture for the 4th semester students, and today's topic is bipolar junction transistor 3, which includes the transistor characteristics for the common emitter connection and the common base connection. Okay, let's move. First, the characteristic curves of transistor and H parameters. For a transistor in common emitter connection, the base current IB and the collector voltage with respect to the emitter, that is VC, are taken as independent variable. Let us take okay, this is the diagram for the common emitter connection. Here the base is connected to the input and the collector is connected to the output, and emitter is grounded so that the emitter terminal is common to both input and output terminals, and it is called the common emitter connection. Here IB, that is the input current, and the VCE, which is the collector to emitter voltage, that is the output voltage, are these two parameters are taken as independent variables. And VBE, that is the base voltage with respect to the emitter, is function of IB and VCE. So base voltage IB is taken as independent variable, so the another parameter which is in the input terminal is VBE, that is the voltage between the emitter and base terminal. That is it is a function of IB and VC, which are the independent parameters, and also the other parameter in the output terminal is IC, which is also a function of IB and VCE. The curve with the variation of one dependent variable with respect to one independent variable is called the characteristic curve of the transistor. That is the variation of variation of VBE or IC with respect to IB or VCE, and depending on the variable, each curve has a specific name. VBE versus IB with a constant value of VCE. It is called the input characteristic. Since in common emitter configuration, both the emitter terminal is grounded, and base terminal is considered as input, and the collector terminal is considered as the output. So here the IB, that is IB, represents the input current and VB is the input voltage. So this variation is termed as input characteristics. The next one is VBE versus VCE with IB taken as constant or IB taken as the parameter, and this is termed as feedback characteristics. But these curves are not of very practical importance. It does not have any practical importance. So we next move to the next characteristics, which is IC versus IB with VC as a constant, and this characteristic is termed as transfer characteristics. The next or fourth one is IC versus VCE with constant, IC versus VCE with IB as a constant, and this characteristic is termed as output characteristics. Since it is as similar to this one, it is the variation of output current with the output voltage, and taking the input voltage as constant, as input current is as constant, so it is called the output characteristics. Now differentiate these two functional equations. So differentiating dVBE is equal to del VBE by with respect to IB. So del IB, taking as VC is constant, dIB, plus del VBE del VCE at IB constant, dVCE. We can write this equation as this del VBE divided by del IB at VC constant. So this is voltage by current. It has a dimension of resistance, voltage by current. So we can write it as and it is in the input terminal, so you can write it as input impedance and termed as HIE, I for input impedance and E for the common emitter configuration. So we have written it as HIE into DIB. Also this is del VBE by del VC, so it is reverse voltage ratio. This is output and this is input, so it is reverse voltage ratio. This is output voltage, this is input voltage, and it is termed as HRE, R for reverse voltage and E for emitter, common emitter connection, into DVCE. And also differentiating this, we get DIC is equal to del IC del IB VCE DIB plus del IC del VCE at constant IB DVCE. So del IC by del IB, it is the current ratio, but it is forward current ratio, so we can write it as the forward current ratio H of F E for the common emitter DIB, and this is the admittance because it is the reciprocal of impedance, current by voltage. We know the voltage by current is impedance, so it is the reciprocal of impedance and it is termed as admittance, and we can call it output admittance, and the equation can be written as HFE DIB plus HOE DVCE. So these terms, these four terms, HIE, it has a dimension of impedance. It is a voltage ratio, so it does not, it don't have any dimension. It is the transfer forward current transfer ratio. It also don't have any dimension. It has the dimension of admittance. So these parameters are of different dimensions and referred as hybrid parameters. The changes in currents and voltages are the same as AC currents IB and IC, and AC voltages VBE and VBE and VCE. Constant VCE means VCE, that is the voltage at the output terminal. That means the AC voltage is equal to 0, that is the output load is short circuited to AC load AC, and that is load 0. A large capacitance may be connected across the output terminals. A constant IB means AC IB is equal to 0, that is the input terminal is open circuited and a large resistance is connected to the input terminal. So small changes in current and voltages caused by AC quantities expressed as HIE is equal to these are the AC variations, VBE by IB, VC equal to 0, that means input impedance with output short circuited to AC. HRE gives VBE by VCE, IB equal to 0, that is reverse voltage ratio with input open circuited. HFE, it is forward current transfer ratio with output short circuited to AC, and HOE, that is the output admittance with open circuited, input open circuited to AC. This is the circuit diagram for the common emitter, circuit diagram for the characteristics of the common emitter connection. This is an NPN transistor. This is an NPN transistor, and for that and this is the circuit for PNP transistor. The direction of current, as I have explained in the last lecture, and the link is I will give the link in the description box, so you can follow the previous lecture to for the better understanding of the direction of the flow of the current. I'm not going through the details. So here the two circuits, this is for the NPN transistor and this is for the transistor PNP transistor, and this is the circuit diagram for the transistor characteristics. Here we have a we have to measure the emitter input current and input voltage. So you have to connect a microammeter here to measure the input current, voltmeter to measure the input voltage, also a milliammeter to measure the output current, and a voltmeter to measure the output voltage, that is VCE. So these are two circuit diagrams. Okay. Input characteristics. In C connection, input characteristics are similar to that of a forward biased PN junction. An increase in VCE, that is the increase in reverse bias, that is okay, this is the input characteristics of a common emitter connection of transistor. It is same as the forward PN junction characteristics, because let us move to the okay, this is the circuit diagram. The emitter based junction, that is the input junction, is always forward biased, and this is the input characteristics, the variation of input voltage input current with respect to the input voltage. So it is a like a characteristics of the forward biased PN junction diode. So it looks same like the forward biased PN junction, which is like this. So as we increase, let us see from the graph that as we increase the value of VCE, let us take a point at VC equal to 1 volt. At VC equal to 1 volt, the for a smaller value, let us take a smaller value here. VB equal to 0.1 or less. The value of VCE, for smaller value of VCE, the IB is higher, and as we increase the value of VCE, the value of IB reduces at a particular VBE. So an increase in VC, that is increase in reverse bias voltage across the collector emitter decreases the effective width of the base. Okay, let's the variation of IB with the input characteristic is the variation of IB with VBE. So the variation is here, but the parameter is taken as VCE, which is the reverse biased voltage, which is reverse biased. So if we increase the reverse bias, that is the value, if we for a particular value of VBE, if we increase the value of VCE, the reverse bias voltage, that means the barrier with depletion region increases. The depletion region increases, that means the effective width of the base decreases. Thus the probability of recombination of injected carrier in the base reduces, which reduces the base current, which is basically due to the recombination at the base region. So we can say that the base current at a particular value of base emitter voltage will decrease with the increase in VCE. So as we increase VCE, the base width decreases. As base width decreases, the chances of recombination decreases at the base region, which decreases the base current. So for a particular value of VBE, as we increase the value of VCE, IB decreases. That's what we have seen in the input characteristics. Which is seen in the you can see that from the input characteristics, that as we increase the value of VCE, the value of IB decreases. So this is the input characteristics, and from these characteristics the value of input resistance HIE can be calculated at a for a suitable operating point in the from the characteristics, and it is given by the delta del VBE by del IB. So if it is del VB, it is del IB, so we can calculate for a particular value of VCE the input impedance. Next, the transfer characteristics. IB is increased in suitable equal steps from 0, and the collector currents IC is noted. Collector current IC is noted when VC is kept constant. Here VC is kept as constant. Since IC is nearly independent of VCE, so it is not necessary to repeat this characteristic for various values of VCE. The transfer characteristic is nearly linear. The forward current transfer ratio HFE or beta AC can be calculated by delta IC by delta IB at constant VC. The static forward current transfer ratio, that is H capital FE, equal to or beta DC is given by the ratio of the collector current IC to IB. Now the output characteristics, that is the variation of IC with respect to VCE with the variation of VCE and taking IB as the parameter. The base current is kept at a suitable value by adjusting the base emitter voltage VBE. The magnitude of the collector emitter voltage VCE is increased in suitable equal steps from 0, and the collector current IC is noted for each setting of VCE, and the if we plot that points on graph paper, that will look like this. These are the output characteristics of a transistor in common emitter configuration. Three regions of the characteristics are there. This region, this is active region above IB 0, IB equal to 0, and this portion is termed as active region. This portion below IB equal to 0, this portion is called cutoff region, and this portion, the black shaded region, is termed as the saturation region. Okay, at a suitable operating point, the slope of the characteristic gives the output admittance HOE, which is delta IC by delta VCE. The output resistance of is of moderate value and depends on the type of transistor and the operating point. Okay, in the active region, in the central region, where the curves are uniform in spacing and slope is called the active region. In this region, the emitter base junction is forward biased. In this case, in the active region, the emitter base junction is forward biased, that is the input terminal is forward biased, and the collector base junction is reverse biased. Sorry, collector emitter junction is reverse biased. When the emitter base junction is forward biased, a small reverse biased voltage across the collector base junction is sufficient to draw all the majority carriers from the emitter, which diffuses into the base. We know the relation IC is equal to alpha by 1 minus alpha IB plus 1 by 1 minus alpha ICBO that is explained in the last lecture, and it is equal to alpha by 1 minus alpha is equal to beta. So you can write this is equal to beta IB plus beta plus 1 ICBO. IC would be independent of VCE if alpha is really constant, and consequently the output characteristic would be horizontal. When VB is increased, the effective width of the base will decrease. Hence the number of majority carriers from the emitter recombining with the majority carriers in the base will decrease. This will slightly increase the value of IC. As we know, alpha is equal to IC by IE, hence the value of alpha will increase by a small amount, and according to the relation beta is equal to alpha by 1 minus alpha, the value of beta will also increase by a large amount as VCE is increased. In the last lecture, we have seen that a small change in alpha causes a very large change in beta. This is the reason why the output characteristics are not horizontal but slope upwards. If VC is increased very much, there may be breakdown in the collector junction, causing a damage of the transistor, and in that case the collector current will increase like this way. Sharp increase, there is a sharp increase, but the transistor may damaged. The next region is the cutoff region. Okay, so this region is the cutoff region below I B is equal to 0. In this case, both the junctions are reverse biased. Such conditions exist in the region below to the right of IB equal to 0. Then from the equation, IC is equal to IB, I beta IB plus beta plus 1 ICBO is equal to, for IB equal to 0, we can write IC is equal to, this is 0, so beta plus 1 ICBO, which is equal to ICEO, has a significant value for ICEO. That means the collector to emitter current and the base is open. Collector to emitter current and base is open. Since beta is very much greater than 1, ICEO has a significant value, and we get a value of IC, and the transistor to cut off IB equal to 0 is not enough, and we need to give a reverse voltage to the emitter bias junction of the order of 0.1 volt for germanium and 0 volt for the transistor. At reverse bias, IE is equal to 0. That is, we know that IE is equal to 0, that we know that IE is equal to IC. IE is the sum of IC plus IB. So if IE is equal to 0, that means IB is equal to minus IC, and that is equal to minus ICBO, ICBO, and thus we get the cutoff of the transistor. Both the junctions should be kept at reverse bias conditions. The next is saturation region, the region of the curves to the left of the line. Okay, let's move to the curve. So this region is the saturation region. Okay, the region of the curves of the left of the line is the saturation region, and consider that VCE, that is the collector to emitter voltage, is slightly positive. Now the forward bias of the collector accounts for the large change in collector current with a small change in collector voltage. For a forward bias, IC increases exponentially with the voltage. When collector junction is forward bias, the electron flows from N side across the collector junction to the P side in the case of NPN transistor. This causes a positive change in the collector current, and hence the collector current increases rapidly with a small change in VCE. The knowledge of the behavior of the transistor in the saturation and cutoff region is necessary if the transistor is used in switching circuits. In switching circuit, the transistor is required to be in on and off position alternately. Okay, next come to the common base configuration. Common base configuration, okay, this is the circuit diagram of the common base configuration. Here the input terminal is the emitter terminal is the input terminal, the collector is the output terminal, and base is grounded, so it is common to both input and output, and this configuration is termed as common base configuration. Here the in this case the BCB, that is the collector to base voltage, and the IE, that is the emitter current, that is the input currents are current, and the output voltage are taken as the independent variable, and the other variables, that is IC, that is the output current, and VCB, that is the input voltages, VEB, it is VEB. VEB is taken as the, it is VEB, it is a, okay. So you can write it is VEB, IE, and VEB. So oh no, it's okay, this is VEB, this is VEB, it is VEB. So VIC and VEB are taken as independent variable, so the expressions we can write VEB as a function of IE and VCB. This is IE and VCB, they are independent variables. So VEB, the input voltage, VEB is taken as the function of IB and VCB. Also the output current IC is taken as the as a function of VCB and IE. So as in the previous case, we have seen that the variation of one variable with the other, keeping the other variable constant, can give us the different characteristics. So here the input terminals are VEB and IE. The variation of IE with VEB at constant VCB gives the input characteristics. Variation of VEB with VCB gives the feedback characteristics. Variation of IC with IE gives the transfer characteristics, and the variation of IC with VCB gives the output characteristics. So differentiating these two equations, as we have done in the previous case in the common emitter connections, you can we can see that these terms which have come here, HIB, which is del VEB by del E, that is the it has a dimension of impedance, so it is termed as input impedance with base common. So IB, this is reverse voltage ratio, so HR with common B. This is HFB, that is the forward current ratio with base as common. This is the admittance, output admittance, so HO as common as base. So this is input impedance, this is reverse voltage ratio, this is forward current transfer ratio, and this is the slope of output characteristics, that is admittance, output admittance. And this is the circuit diagram for the NPN transistor for the common base configuration, and this is the circuit diagram for the PNP transistor in common base connections. This is the input characteristic, as we have seen in the last in the previous part of this lecture, that the input characteristics is like the PN junction PN junction characteristics in the forward bias condition. So it is also the same in normal operating region. The emitter base junction is forward biased, and the input curves are similar to that of a forward biased PN junction. And below cut-in voltage, which is 0.1 volt for germanium and 0.5 volt for silicon, I is negligible, and I increases exponentially with the increase with VBE. If the reverse voltage bias voltage, that is VCB, this is VCB, is increased with the width of the depletion region of the collector base junction increases, and the decrease the width of the base region. This change of effective width of the base width by collector voltage is known as the early effect, and or the base width modulation. And for that we can see that this is less, this is the VCB2 is less than greater than VCB1. So as we increase the reverse bias voltage, the emitter current decreases. Okay, and we can calculate the input impedance, that is delta VEB by delta VB by delta IE. We can calculate the input impedance, and this is the output characteristics of the transistor in common base mode. The variation of IC with VCB with IE as parameter gives the static output characteristics. Here we have also three regions, as in the case of common emitter transistor. This region is termed as active region. You can see this region is termed as below I equal to 0. It is termed as cutoff region, and this region is termed as saturation region. Also this region is termed as temperature region, because if we increase the temperature very much, or the reverse voltage reverse bias voltage, then the transistor may damage, and it the collector base junction there is a breakdown, and the collector current increases very sharply. So let us first explain the active region. In the active region, we have the relation IC is equal to alpha IE plus ICBO, which is nearly equal to alpha IE, as ICBO is of the order of microampere for the germanium and nanoampere for the silicon. So now at lower end I equal to 0, the collector current IC is nearly equal to ICBO. IE is increased. If IE is increased, alpha decreases, because we know alpha is equal to IC by IE. So if we increase IE, then the value of alpha decreases, and IC changes and differs from IE. Also IC is independent of VCB, as we can see from the graph, that is IC is independent of VCE. If VCB is increased very much, there may be collector junction breakdown, causing a sharp rise in IC. It is seen for the VCB is greater than 0, IC is independent of VCE. Okay, as we increase the value of VCB, the collector current is independent of VCB, that is, the line becomes horizontal. Thus we can say the output admittance HOB which is equal to delta IC by delta VCB is negligible, and the output resistance will be very large for the common base configuration of the transistor. And we have seen in the previous case, that is in the common emitter connection, the output admittance is of moderate value. In this region, both the emitter saturation region, in this region both the emitter base and collector base junctions are forward biased. The region of the curves to the left of the ordinate VCB equal to 0 and I equal to 0 is called the saturation region, as we have seen in the picture, that this is the saturation region, and IB equal to 0, below IB equal to 0, this gives the cutoff region, and in that case both the junctions are reverse biased. So these are the two configurations that we have learned today. This is the common base connection and characteristics for the common base connection, and also common emitter connections and characteristics for the common emitter connections. Okay, thank you for today.